It's created some controversy in the past, but at least one theater critic has called the Vagina Monologues the most important piece of political theater in decades. Something Something Productions is performing the Vagina Monologues for 4 nights at Corks in Niagara-on-the-Lake, all to raise funds for Women's Place of South Niagara.
It really doesn't matter how many times you say it. It never sounds like a word that you want to say.
Eve Ensler, who wrote the show, interviewed thousands and thousands of women of different cultures around the world and different ages, and she took all their incredible stories, put them together into a script, and then she created the show, The Vagina Monologues, which she just performed herself in venues and became big, became this phenomenon. Actually, celebrities jump in and out during this show. This year, we actually had some new monologues from Eve, and we're hoping to keep bringing it back.
Formed in 2012 by Rob and his wife Dina Mavridis, Something Something has raised over $6,000 to date for local charities.
A lot of this stuff is happening in our own backyards. And as a male, to listen to these stories, it actually, a lot of the monologues, it does break my heart that this is happening. And I think we really need to do a lot more, and that's why I think doing a show like this and raising money for Women's Place of South Niagara, it feels incredible.
Well, I used to have these crazy dreams. Oh, they were so crazy. Why? Burke Reynolds. Yeah.
For some of the actresses involved in this year's production, it's the second time that they've performed in the Vagina Monologues.
I was in it last year. I had 2 of the same monologues that I'm doing for this production, and I have 2 more this year. So I'm really pleased about that because it's fun to grow and to change up a little bit, and the show has changed quite a bit. So it'll make it fun, even if someone saw it before. The changes are quite refreshing.
Your character as well is suffering from cancer.
Yes, she is. She ended up having to have a hysterectomy. And that really is not an easy thing for a woman to go through. And that meant that she'd had no children, and, you know, her life was different than she thought it was going to be.
This is how I came to love my vagina.
And as a woman who performs in this play, do you feel empowered when you are up there talking about these issues?
And that was one of the first things I noticed about doing it last year for the first time. I never really said the word vagina a whole lot, never really talked about it or even heard a lot of other women's stories about that kind of stuff. And after doing the show last year, just no fear anymore and not afraid to talk about myself or talk to other people about that kind of stuff. And so it is very empowering, and it's been great.
My short skirt is not an invitation, a provocation, an indication that I
Recent court cases involving Stanford University student Brock Turner and, closer to home, Jian Ghomeshi make some of the subject matter in the play even more topical than ever.
I feel with, unfortunately, a lot of the negative news dealing with women and how they are dressed, this monologue means a lot to me from personal experiences as well as far as other friends' experiences. And honestly, I put a lot of feeling behind it because it's kind of ridiculous that it's still happening in 2016. I like the fact that we are kind of moving into a culture of more freeing and being yourself and confidence without having to deal with what the media is telling you to wear. But yeah, this monologue definitely holds a close spot to my heart, especially with everything that's happening in the media. So,
my short skirt is happiness. I can feel myself on the ground. I am here and I am hot. Woo!
Something Something Productions presents the Vagina Monologues the next 2 weekends at Corks in Niagara-on-the-Lake. Visit their website for tickets. Mike Balsom reporting
For